तो इजराइल, अमेरिका और ईरान के युद्ध का आज 18वां दिन है और इसी पर बातचीत करने के लिए बेहद खास मेहमान हमारे साथ इस वक्त जुड़ रहे हैं. इजरायली एम्बेसडर टू इंडिया Reuven Azar. We welcome you, sir, in our Aajtak studios today. The first question, Honorable Ambassador, I want to begin with is that Israeli Defense Forces claiming today that Ali Larijani, who is the influential secretary and possibly the person in command after Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed. He's also the Supreme Secretary of Iran's Governing Council and the National Security Council, and Mr. Soleimani, the commander of the Basij group. My question to you is, if killing Ayatollah Ali Khamenei could not push back Iran, what purpose will this serve?
Well, as time passes by, Anjana, we are degrading not only the military capabilities of this regime very, very substantially. We have destroyed their nuclear facilities. We have destroyed their production of ballistic missiles. We are hunting down their ballistic missiles, launchers, and many other infrastructures that have been actually throwing havoc, not only on Israel, but the entire region for the last few decades.
Yes.
But in addition to that, we are now holding accountable the people that have been in charge of these criminal activities throughout the years. Ali Khamenei, the so-called supreme leader, he has been directly involved in ordering the killing of multiple people in terrorist attacks, the building of the capabilities to annihilate our state, stating himself that he's going to annihilate the state of Israel, and the entire group of criminals around him are not immune. We are going to continue either until they change their policy of trying to destroy the state of Israel,
is that even
or
probable,
until
sir?
they are killed.
Is that even possible, sir? I would ask you that because Iran believes that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was not a person, he's an idea. That is why the AI videos they're posting, they write Khamenei is back. And with Ayatollah Ali Khamenei being replaced by Mujtaba Khamenei, what did you achieve? And you yourself said that they're running havoc on the Middle East countries.
Well,
so obviously their capacities and capabilities have not been targeted enough.
Well, first of all, it's too early to call that we have been targeting their capabilities to the extent that their launching, the number of launchings has gone down substantially. You can see it, first of all, when you compare the number of missiles and drones that were fired at Israel this time compared to last time in June. The number went down. But also after 2 weeks of effort, their firing is now very confused. A lot of people that are involved in the firing are escaping. Okay? The number of launches has gone down substantially. And we are confident that we can achieve several goals. First of all, we can remove the existential threats on Israel. That's the immediate thing. We had no choice but to do it now because they were going very fast underground to a situation we cannot hurt them.
But what is the situation that has arrived? If I ask you to describe it in 5 sentences, I'll help you with that. The first, Mujtaba Khamenei replaces Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The second statement is Iran now attacks all the Middle East countries, and so 12 countries are suffering together. Number 3, the Strait of Hormuz is being blocked and countries are landing in big problems because the oil passage and gas passages have been hindered. Fourth, NATO countries have kind of pushed back. They're not ready to go along with America and Israel in this war. Even the Middle East countries are not ready to retaliate against Iran openly. Is this the goal you were looking at?
Well, you have to wait and see. Because not only that we have succeeded in degrading the capabilities of this Iranian regime to destroy us, many Arab countries are supporting quietly the debilitation of this regime. Because you cannot really develop this region when you have a looming threat of a nuclear arsenal with tens of thousands of ballistic missiles and hundreds of thousands of drones in the hands of the regime that wants actually to take over Mecca and Medina. Because this is what they are after. They are not just after the obliteration of the state of Israel.
But do you
this is what they want to achieve. So the fact that we are doing that, no doubt, is creating repercussions. But these repercussions are nothing compared to the repercussions of allowing this regime to go ahead with their plan.
What if the world today asks you, what is the proof that you have that Iran has a nuclear program in place?
Well, we have enough evidence, our intelligence. We invested billions of dollars just to know what is happening in Iran, because we took this threat very seriously, Anjana. And our intelligence agencies has shown this intelligence to our government, to our American friends, and to our opposition.
Mossad and the intelligence that mechanisms that Israel follows is revered by the world over. Even your enemies talk about it. How did they go about killing Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and the rest in one day at one place? Are you in a position to tell us?
Well, I think that we couldn't have done this whether we didn't have support from within. You have to understand, people have to understand. Millions of Iranians are waiting for the day this regime will leave, will be thrown to the dustbin of history. Millions of people in Iran. Out of these millions of people, believe me, there are thousands and thousands of people that cooperate with us. As time passes by, more and more Iranians are cooperating with us. Without this cooperation, we couldn't have done this. So people have to understand.
There were Iranians who helped you in this.
Of course. Of course. And the number is only widening.
People at the top in the Iranian command
I don't
of
have
kings.
the, look, I don't want to pretend, I don't have the access to intelligence.
Okay.
So I won't tell you things that I don't know. But there is no doubt that very senior people within the Iranian system are working with us.
My next question to you, sir, is on a very humanitarian. I truly acknowledge, and we've done numerous shows in India about how innocent Israelis were killed when they were just celebrating, and there was a massive terror attack by Hamas. And that eventually led to this and other things in Hezbollah or Houthi or other, the 3H, that the axis of resistance that Iran supports. But if school children die in Minab, if in Lebanon today there are people, there are ordinary citizens who are dying, if there are people in different countries who are suffering because of lack of LPG and petrol, who's accountable? Whom do we hold accountable for all this? Nobody wins in a war. It's a humanitarian crisis. People die. End goals, God knows if they're ever achieved. Don't you agree?
I agree that war is something that we have to try to avoid. And believe me, in Israel, we are a tiny country. We would prefer to have a situation in which we are not threatened with existential threats from Iran. And we tried for the last 30 years to engage in diplomacy, to try to put pressure through economic sanctions, to create coalitions in order to try to convince the regime to change course. Unfortunately, we were attacked on the 7th of October in a very atrocious way with one of the most terrible massacres. Unfortunately, we were attacked by Hezbollah in Lebanon on the 8th of October, and we were attacked by Hezbollah now again, following this attack against Iran.
But ordinary citizens are dying too,
so it's very tragic that citizens, it's not our policy to hit civilians. We are targeting military targets. Unfortunately, in war, incidents like that can happen, even when you try to do the utmost to avoid them.
My next question is about how many days are you ready for? How long do you want this war to continue? Because it's also being said that Israel influenced America and Donald Trump to enter into this war against Iran because Iran is not a direct threat for Americans. Well, and it is Israel who convinced him.
Well, I think that people are a bit naive and don't understand how nations conduct themselves. The United States of America is the greatest power in the world, and they have a leadership in the White House that work for the interest of the American people in the way they see fit to feel that interest. Okay? And the reason that America went together with Israel to do this is for reasons that have to do with American national security, not with Israel's national security. We never asked the United States of America to fight for Israel. We fight for ourselves. And,
how long will you fight, sir? How long will this war continue?
I want to answer that because you asked that. At the outset, we said that we have a plan to do these military actions for weeks. The decision when to stop has to do with our operational plans, with our capability to sustain our operation plans, and with the conditions on the ground. And that decision is going to be made by the decision makers. I cannot give you a date.
But what is the end goal? I
Well, I told
rest
you.
on that question, sir.
Yes.
I'll just,
The end
you
goal
can
is
kill
very
a
simple.
Khamenei, you can kill a Larijani, but how will you remove the anti-Israel,
Well, we
anti-American
removed-
feeling from Iran?
Well,
How
we
will you do that?
removed, we are not, when you fight for your existence, feelings are important, but they are secondary.
How is Mr. Netanyahu? Because questions are being raised on how is he, and
Well, if you have to
the
judge-
video is AI, 6 fingers, a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of disinformation. But if you have to judge according to the decision that was taken today by the Prime Minister to take out Ali Larijani, you would say that our Prime Minister is not only alive, is also kicking.
A last question on the India and India trying to balance both countries, because we depend on Strait of Hormuz for our petrol and gas supplies. And so our foreign minister has reached out to Mr. Abbas Araghchi. And on the other hand, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was there in Israel as well. How do you see that?
Well, first of all, India works for India, and I'm sure that India will advance the interests of India at any given point. I think we have a lot in common when it comes to interest with India and the Indian people. We're working together to achieve many capabilities that we need, both in the defense field, in the civilian field, and we are going to continue doing that. We're going to work on emerging technologies. We're going to concentrate on innovation in the future. This is what democracies do, and we will continue doing that. Now, if India can play a role in passing messages to these criminals in Iran that they should stop because it doesn't benefit their interest, okay, so be it. We'll do it. But at the end of the day, we are concentrating in our relations with India. These are very important relations. We have elevated this relation to a level of a special strategic partnership. We're going to expand the defense cooperation to new fields, to new technologies. And we have invited Indian infrastructure companies to come and work in Israel. We are opening the financial markets for cooperation. We have established cooperation between our universities, so not only students but also innovators can work together on the solutions of the future. We are going to cooperate in AI, in cyber, in life sciences. This is what Israel is about, and I am sure this is also what India is about.
Yeah, but hopefully the war has to end for that.
Well, we will continue despite the war. And as you know, since the 7th of October, we were challenged now for almost 2 years and a half. But despite that, the Israeli economy has been growing. We grew 3.8% in 2025, okay? And we got $80 billion of foreign investment in Israel in the last year. It means that Israelis are giving to their country whatever it needs for defending itself through our reserve army, but in parallel, we are continuing to safeguard our families, and we are continuing to work in order to produce what we need, not only to survive, but to thrive.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambassador Reuven Azar, for joining us on Aaj Tak.